It is Easter Sunday today, so Christians around the world are celebrating Easter. It is the most important date in the Christian calendar, but a charity is warning that the number of those Christians being persecuted has risen over the past 4 years.
44 people were killed in twin bombings at Coptic Christian places of worship in Egypt last weekend. Adele Robinson went to meet members of the UK's Coptic community in Stevenage who are concerned for their safety.
Ceremony and prayer, and on the fringes, nervousness. Security here has been tightened in the wake of recent attacks on Christians in Egypt. At the UK headquarters of the Coptic Church in Stevenage, Bishop Angaelos says people are affected.
I've heard lots of words. I've heard concerned, I've heard anxious, I've even heard angry, but I haven't heard the word fearful from anyone. I don't think it's part of our DNA. We're peaceful, we're loving, we're sacrificial, we're forgiving, and yet we still remain a target. And I suppose it's just a cross we continue to carry.
Earlier this month, at least 44 people were killed in the twin bombings of Christian churches in Egypt on Palm Sunday. So-called Islamic State has claimed responsibility. Some of the victims were friends or relatives of people living in this community.
I am a mother, and I just can't believe that I take my kids to church and come back without them. The pain is unmeasurable.
In a way, it can be like, because they're not retaliating, we're a weaker target, we're easy prey. But at the same time, I feel like there is something profoundly difficult about attacking someone who's not retaliating.
It's one of the latest attacks on Christians on the world stage, but sadly not unique. The global map of Christian persecution is stark. The top 4 countries where levels are described as extreme are North Korea, Somalia, Afghanistan and Pakistan. Figures from the charity Open Doors also show that each month 322 Christians are persecuted and there are 772 acts of violence.
There's a real sense from the community worldwide that such persecution is largely being ignored. It has been described as a war on Christianity, with the West too afraid to use that word.
If they did, people are concerned, it would validate the radical Islamist idea of a conflict between Muslims and Christians.
I fear that some of that is political correctness. Some of that is a view that because the people being persecuted are Christians, and because Christianity is the majority faith in the West, it would seem to be imperialist, it would seem to be culturally insensitive for the West to speak out about the persecution of Christians in the developing world.
This is Easter worship to a backdrop of sadness and a message. People are dying for the right to do just this. It should not be ignored. Adele Robinson, Sky News.